Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make buttermilk bread. Like this. This is a great all-purpose bread. The buttermilk gives it a rich, tangy flavor, while it adds a subtle, buttery depth that is great for sandwiches and toast. I'll be using 3 cups bread flour, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1½ teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon instant yeast, 1 tablespoon canola oil, 8 ounces cultured buttermilk, and 6 ounces cool tap water. I set up my workspace with my utensils and my ingredients. I'm going to start with the dry ingredients. 3 cups bread flour. I use the scoop and shake method for measuring flour. This recipe is very forgiving and you don't have to be exact. One and a half teaspoons salt. I use a heaping teaspoon to get my teaspoon and a half. 1/4 teaspoon instant yeast, sometimes referred to as bread machine yeast. 1 tablespoon sugar. Before we add the flavor ingredients, I want to mix the dry ingredients to ensure that the sugar, salt, and yeast are evenly distributed throughout the flour. Now the wet ingredients. 1 tablespoon canola or vegetable oil. 6 ounces cool tap water. And 8 ounces cultured buttermilk. Don't use 2%. Buttermilk is the key flavor ingredient. Next, we'll combine the wet and dry ingredients. I'm going to scrape the sides of the bowl to get the last bits of flour into the dough. Note how the dough is beginning to stick to the bowl. It means the ingredients are well blended. And we're done. Did you see how easy that was? No mixer, no kneading. All I had to do was combine the wet and dry ingredients. All we need to do now is cover the bowl with plastic wrap and leave it on the counter to proof overnight. And Mother Nature will do the kneading for us. I'll see you in the morning. No-knead dough should be proofed for 8 to 24 hours, which gives you a lot of flexibility. You can make the dough in the morning and bake it for your evening meal. Or you can make the dough in the evening, bake the next morning, and have oven-fresh bread for your lunch. The dough has proofed overnight and more than doubled in size. It's time to fold, shape, and proof the dough a second time. Bakers have known for years that bread benefits from long proofing times. The no-knead method takes advantage of this principle. It uses a minimum amount of yeast and long proofing times to develop flavor. Meanwhile, the long proofing times replaces the arduous task of kneading. Mother Nature does the kneading for you. I set up my workspace with the dough off to the left, flour and utensils off to the right, and off to the far right I have an 8-inch skillet and no-stick spray. I'm going to use a skillet to shape the dough during proofing, so I'll start by spraying the skillet with no-stick spray. Next, I'll lightly dust the workspace with flour and scrape the dough out of the bowl. Its stringy nature tells us Mother Nature has done her job. With floured hands, I'm going to lightly pat the dough to flatten. Then, using a plastic bowl scraper, I'll fold the dough over onto itself, forming a ball. That's all you have to do. And the dough is ready to proof. I've placed the dough in the skillet and covered it with a flour sack towel to proof. Before I leave the kitchen, I'll prep the oven. I've positioned the rack on the lower part of the oven and inserted the baking vessel. I do it in advance so I don't forget. I'm going to proof the dough for an hour and a half, and I want to preheat the oven for half an hour, so I'm setting the timer for 1 hour. Dough should be proofed for 1 to 2 hours, and the oven should be preheated. It's been 1 hour, and I'm setting the oven to 450 degrees, and I'll reset the timer for an additional 30 minutes. The dough has been proofing for an hour and a half, and the oven's been preheating for 30 minutes. It's time to bake the bread. Okay, watch how easy it is to transfer the dough to the Superstone baker when you're using a skillet as a proofing basket. I'll shake to center. I'm not going to score the dough. I'll let Mother Nature decide. It will give it a nice natural appearance. And it's ready for the oven. Next, we'll set the timer for 30 minutes. I'll see you then. The bread should be baked for 30 minutes with the lid on the Superstone baker. It's been 30 minutes. I've taken the top off. I like my buttermilk bread to be very soft and light in color, so I'm only going to brown it for a minute. It's been a little bit over a minute. The bread is ready. Let's take a look. Well, what do you think? I think you'll love this bread. This isn't the average buttermilk bread. This is an artisan buttermilk bread with an airy crumb and a tender crust. The appearance is excellent and the taste is great. You'll enjoy having fresh from the oven artisan buttermilk bread around the house. I hope you found the video to be informative. My goal is to provide 4 layers of information to assist my subscribers. The videos are one of those layers. This summer or fall, I plan to come out with a cookbook which will discuss the ingredients and steps in greater detail, give 2 detailed recipes for beginners, and give abbreviated recipes for more experienced bakers.